they're usually just these like silent ninjas that just take the tactics, implement them, and then they're making money out of them within a week.
So on that point of adaptability, Lewis, have you noticed that as well is sort of a crucial thing that entrepreneurs need to be able to have as part of their arsenal?
Yeah, adaptability is definitely crucial. I mean, we're always discussing the latest trends and shifts inside our masterclass community. You know, we're always talking about what's hot in the world of digital marketing, e-commerce, entrepreneurship. And the thing that the top achievers do that separates them from the middle achievers, we'll call it, is that they're able to separate the signal from the noise. So that when they hear a new shiny new tactic, they kind of put it through like a mental framework and a process, and they think, firstly, what is it? Is it important? Is it important to me? And if so, how can I harness it? And then move on, you know, once they've answered those questions. And so if it's not important and it's just a distraction, then they're very good at just leaving it alone and keeping it simple. Just because there's some new shiny AI tool out there that does something, if it's not maybe ready yet, or it's not something that you are ready to implement into your business, and you think, actually, this is just going to take away from the hundreds of thousands of pounds in sales I could make if I just focused my time on doing the thing, you know, and keeping it really simple, then perhaps they just ignore it and put it to the sideline for now. But if it's something that works, others are talking about, they've seen other people get great results with, and that maybe they don't want to be the guinea pig, they just think, I'll use it when it's ready, then that's when they take action usually. So, you know, if that's implementing a new Shopify app, or if there's a new finance provider that people are talking about in our community, whatever the topic of discussion is, they'll kind of hone in on the ones that are relevant, and you'll see them just silently take action. It's funny, they don't shout about it. They don't, hey, I've just installed this app and I want to, like, because doing that is you're getting your validation from other people, and you're kind of masking the fact that you're not taking action by just publicizing it. They're usually just these like silent ninjas that just take the tactics, implement them, and then they're making money out of them within a week. And like, you don't even realize that they're doing it. So I think that's part of it, where they're just continuously willing to learn, adapt, filter out the noise. And yeah, continuous learning is part of their daily journey. It's just like, you've got to water a plant to grow. Their business needs new knowledge to continue to flourish as well. So it's always making sure that they're learning themselves. But also, interestingly, they're often the ones that give the most back as well to the community. So they're often helping. They're the ones where someone posts, I'm stuck, I don't know how to do X, Y, Z. They'll jump in and say, you know, we had somebody the other day, I think a member of ours, Philip, who we'll speak to on the podcast soon, and jumped in and said, let me jump on a quick Zoom call with you. It was kind of like late in the evening, jumped on a Zoom call with another one of our members, helped her through the store setup step that she was stuck on. And, you know, he's flying and making all kinds of sales at the moment. And so it's that kind of mentality and that personality type that we try to look for when people apply to be part of our program. Because if we can build a community full of givers and not just takers like that, then it builds for an incredible culture, as well as everybody succeeding along the way as well.
It does. And now we've got a community where everyone gets lifted because everyone's there to help each other out. It's amazing to see, especially that level of support. And I think what is clear, and it all comes back to the mindset that we discussed earlier, as you said, is that they celebrate the mistakes, they have the positive attitude, and that continuous ability to learn, no matter what's happening in their business at the time, allows them to keep leveling up day after day, month after month, until they get to some really incredible success that we've seen in the masterclass. So a key point that many people start an e-commerce business for in the first place is often to get more time with their family, to get time back so they can have an income coming in from an e-commerce business, but to have an incredible personal life as well. How do you think the top achievers are able to balance growing a business with their personal life?
Very simply, they set clear boundaries. They ensure that the work doesn't consume their personal life. And that can be difficult to do when you, like we talked about, you're passionate about your work and it doesn't feel like work. Suddenly it starts to creep into your personal life. And so something that I still challenged by to this day, like knowing where that boundary is. But effective scheduling and time management are tools that they would use to find that balance. And so, for example, blocking out the morning and evening time in your calendar, and then just looking at the white space in the calendar in the meantime and thinking, okay, what are the most important tasks that I need to take care of here? and then batching those tasks into blocks rather than just sitting down, opening up the laptop, opening the email inbox, and then letting that dictate their day. That's probably the worst way to begin your day. It's like when you're tired and you open up social media on your phone. TikTok's probably the worst one for this. It seems to have the most addictive algorithm, and you're just like scrolling through to kill some time, and before you know it, you look at the clock and you're like an hour in. You think, where's the last hour of my life gone? I was just like, my day's been hijacked, my attention's been hijacked. And so don't let that happen to you by opening the inbox. Know and write out your most important tasks, and then just start working your way through them. Use your time effectively. The other thing I've noticed as well is that they often will involve their family and their loved ones in their business journey, whether that's actually working in partnership with them or just having an aligned shared vision, creating that shared vision. So my wife, Becky, helps with things in my businesses wherever I need her to, because she understands them from the ground up, and she knows that the reason that they exist is both to help others, so our members of the Dropship Unlocked Masterclass, but also our customers on the e-commerce side as well. So that part, but it's also to support our family in the long term, right? She knows that the long-term benefit of the businesses succeeding is for us to be able to live and thrive as a family too. So yeah, I think that's important. It's probably not a must, but that's just another trait that we recognize and see happening again and again.
It's a fascinating thread that we've seen throughout, is often when people get their families on board with their goals, it really helps them. And I know definitely in your story that it pushed you on to success as well. So we've covered a lot of things there in today's episode, what we've noticed top achievers do to achieve the success that they do. So there's plenty there. But for our listeners, so they know exactly what the next steps to take, what would you suggest they do after following and listening to this episode?
One of the best ways and the best things that you can do to start off with is just take a piece of paper and write out your vision for where you want to be in 12 months or in 3 years with this new business that you're considering creating. Because once you've done that, it will bring it to life, and then you'll find yourself starting to take actions towards those goals once they're written out. There's something about writing them out that really brings them into reality. And then once you have that, don't make the same mistake I did and risk going too far down the wrong path like I did with the candle idea that I told you about. Instead, educate yourself, because knowledge is power. So try and learn from other people's mistakes so that you don't have to make them for yourself. I've written a book detailing the steps on exactly how to grow a successful e-commerce business, and that's a great place to start. It's the Home Turf Advantage book, and you can visit htabook.com to pick up your copy of that today.